Well, this is National Credit Union Day, part of National Credit Union Week, and I'm guessing National Credit Union Month. And we welcome members from our area credit unions. Our guests represent several credit unions. Steve Cobb from EECU. We've got Terry Papirski from South Central Credit Union. Lisa Robinson from AeroQuip. John Christ from CP Federal Credit Union. And Jim Francis from Jackson Community Federal Credit Union. Welcome. Nice to see you.
Thanks for having us.
Did we get everybody?
Yes.
Sure did.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
Lisa, hi, Jim. Yeah, not quite Nora. We've got Steve, Terry, John, Lisa, and Jim. And happy National Credit Union Day.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Why do we have this? Where did National Credit Union Day come from? Anybody know? It's not a quiz. Okay.
It's just a day that the credit unions use to really promote the whole movement, especially internationally. It's actually International Credit Union Day and International Credit Union Week because Michigan credit unions especially are very involved with credit unions overseas and helping third world countries develop financial systems and provide credit for people of modest means in other areas as well as obviously here at home. And
it's interesting, you were kind of joking before the show that if we were to have the local bank CEOs or managers here, we'd have to cast a wide net. We'd have to be flying people in from out of state. And I believe you all live here.
Right. Yeah, we all live local.
Yeah, and if you went down to any of the local watering holes, you might find us later on too.
We'll find Jim.
Actually, Jim Francis lives here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be careful, Jim. We have that tape of.
Yeah, I know. I got to stay away from the whole balance beam thing. Yeah.
Where do credit unions come from? Because do they arise out of a specific need?
Let me take that one, Bart. Bart, is your name Bart?
Bart.
Oh, they started in Germany, and they were started because farmers basically could not get credit from banks. And so they started their own, they pooled their money together so that they could literally give a loan to a farmer and help out. And so it's the simplest of ways of starting a financial institution. It moved from there to Canada then to the US, and then what you see is credit unions all over the United States and all over the world, as Jim mentioned earlier. It is a worldwide movement. It is a great movement, and organizations are fantastic. We do keep in mind that our people first, money second. Our members come first, and don't get me wrong, we have to make money. We do make money, but members come first.
I don't believe there were any credit union bailout bills in Congress.
No, there wasn't. No, credit unions. We actually we did have issues with some credit unions, but we have elected to take care of ourselves. We do pay in a little bit extra to make sure that all credit unions are taken care of, and we didn't take any bailout money. That's correct.
And when we hear about the tightened credit restrictions and the inability for businesses to borrow money from banks, that's a different issue than what you still are loaning money.
That's correct, yeah.
Let me find out about each of your credit unions, because they are, while they are all credit unions, they're all distinctive in your differences. Steve Cobb from EECU.
Yeah, our credit union basically originated as a teachers credit union. That's the core of our membership, and we've now expanded to a 13 county membership. But basically, we are a teachers credit union.
And Terry Papirski from South Central.
It used to be Tri-County and then the South Central State Employees Credit Union. We actually originated right inside the prison itself because we were for the state employees to begin with. And then we've merged with Spartan Electronics and then Michigan Railroaders. And we service 6 counties, and we also have a branch in Adrian.
And John Christ, CP Federal Credit Union.
Yes, we started it as Consumers Power. They started us up, and we've had Postal came in with us still with us, and so forth. But we have over 300 different single employers that can belong to our organization.
Wow.
And so we've grown quite a bit. We're excited about that. And but our core started with Consumers Power, now known as Consumers Energy.
And Lisa Robinson from AeroQuip.
Thank you. Our course started with AeroQuip employees. So now we've opened it up to other businesses within a 25-mile radius of us. So We have 2 offices, and we have over 40 million in assets, and we have 13 employees that work for us.
Great. And Jim Francis?
Our credit union is a result of just an incredible amount of mergers. We go back as far as just the old Printers and Publishers Credit Union, Kent Moore, ITT Hancock, Catholic Community, Westwood Community. All of these credit unions have merged in together to make Jackson Community. And it's something that's happened because obviously in a town like Jackson, it's kind of hard to support so many financial institutions, especially with the regulations and things that are put upon us. So we've kind of continued to stay alive and keep our members serviced by cooperatively working together and trying to build a better credit union.
I don't think a day goes by here on this show that we don't mention one of your credit unions in community service. That's another big difference in how you as a group of institutions operate. And your community service, why do you as a credit union get involved, and what are some of the things that each of your credit unions are proud of?
Well, one thing that you just mentioned right prior to the show was the Friendly Home Fundraiser. That's our charity of choice for our credit for the chapter of credit unions. We've supported them for a couple of years with we have lunches with them, and we do all types of fundraisers. But we do a lot of other things in the community as well.
The Aware Shelter, or Aware, they're also one of our chapter charities too.
And as a group, you're sponsoring the percussion concussion this Saturday.
Yep.
Saturday.
That, I can't say that. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, we both, in the junior achievement, we each had our own team. It was kind of, we talked about it at the chapter meeting.
Yeah, really what we do is so structured around the community because that's what we are. We're community-based organizations. So it makes sense for us to be involved with the community. We already reinvest all of our money back into the community because that's where we're located. And that's just something important to know because there is some talk about forcing credit unions to start reporting different things that they do in the community and specifying dollar amounts. But if you really look at, unfortunately, what the banks have had to go through with the Community Reinvestment Act, where they have lots of burdensome regulations, well, that's because there was problems with the banks not reinvesting in their community. Credit unions have always done it, and we continue to do it. So it's not ever a burden for us. It's a pleasure for us. We enjoy doing things for our community.
Well, you can, I know, anecdotally talk about how the credit unions improve the economy, but you can probably look at some hard numbers. You have employees, that's something that you can count, dollars invested, physical capital improvements on your own facilities is probably a big number once you get all done.
Yeah, I think if you add up, the total investment in the community, we have $500–600 million in deposits and loans in total for all the area credit unions within the Jackson community. So it's a pretty significant investment, people that come to us, and then we in turn back to the community.
And you all represent a group that at one time, in the case of, John, CP, Consumers Power, Educators, AeroQuip, you all had a group, an employee group that restricted the membership, but it's not that way anymore. It's you're open to the community, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much so. There are still rules and regulations in regards to that, but we can be open a lot more than we were before.
Right.
There's nobody in Jackson County that's not eligible for a credit union. There's somebody that amongst us here at the table and obviously the other credit unions in town that you can go and join their credit union. It's interesting if you look at the population of Jackson County and compare it to the membership size of all our credit unions added up together, it's pretty darn close to the same number. So people utilize us. We just want them to utilize us more.
We've talked about this off and on over the years at Jackson. I've always had the impression Jackson really is a very strong credit union town. And how do we compare outside of Jackson? Is that correct? Are we?
No, your statement is correct, I think, Bart, is that this is a credit union town. There's a lot of credit unions here. We had a study commissioned a while back, and it basically said that our organization had about 25%, 23% of all the population in Jackson. And that's very high for any financial institutions. These institutions sitting with me here are the same way. They have a larger number of this. If we add them all together, as I think Jim indicated, we would be very strong. We probably have you might get as high as 50 to 70% of all people in this community.
And we were joking too before the show that not only would we have
We
a
don't
tough
do that,
time.
Bart. No, we don't. We don't
You
have
don't
to-
joke.
We have no fun at all.
Serious.
No joking. It's the bank, but we'd have a hard time getting bank CEOs here, but getting them together, and you're obviously all together, and not just on the Today's Show, but you work together all year round.
We have meetings once a month, Jackson chapter, but when we go to conferences with a lot of CEOs there, and a lot of times it's all of us are there doing things together, and sometimes just talking about what's going on at your credit union and helping each other out too. with
We actually
problems.
share ideas. Hey, this worked good for me. Why don't you try it too? You know, it's not a competition amongst us. It's a cooperative effort, and that's what's so unique about this. And you know, it's such a great thing that we all want to work together for the betterment of our members. That's
share.
ultimately, yeah.
And we share members too.
Yeah. Well, actually, I know of a specific instance. Jim, you came up with an idea where you wanted to give away a house. It didn't quite work out, and you shared that with John's credit union, and it ended up happening.
Yeah, and you know, like myself, I'm a member of Steve's credit union, Terry's credit union, and John's credit union. I still have an account at all those places. So
Well, that's because you get a lot.
Wait, you We'll talk.
Offline.
Well, you have a lot of money.
yeah, that's
That must be the reason.
Not anymore, Bart.
yeah. I just had to pay John for a pig.
Well, I know that you, besides yourselves, share the celebration with all your employees and members, and we as well, and congratulate you on International Credit Union Day.
Well, we'd be remiss if we didn't say something. Monday night, we had our Credit Union Week dinner, and at that dinner, we chose a chapter person of the year. And this year, this is the first time we've done it, it was Miss Terry Papirski.
Oh, hey,
So yeah, Terry gets the award, and then next year, she gets to choose that person. The neat part is she gets to donate the proceeds to a charity of her choice as well. And she also wins a prize. So next year, she gets to choose the chapter person of the year as well.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's
And also, isn't tomorrow your anniversary?
yes,
JTV's
10-year anniversary tomorrow.
Well,
Congratulations.
happy anniversary.
Shall we sing?
We
No,
could.
no. What do you think, Bart? We got time?
No.
I sang very
Thanks,
well.
thanks to all of you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Steve Cobb, Terry Papirski, John Chris, Lisa Robinson, and Jim Francis, International Credit Union Day.